Okay, continue on. Since we have learned about ions, right? Some of the facts that we have to know that is very important. All your metals will form positive ions. Positive ions, we call them cations. I remember it as pos. Okay, or positive is P and P. Okay, they will all form cations. How do they form cations? They lose the negative electron. They lose the electron, so they become positive. Okay, why do they form cations? To achieve the noble gas configuration. Okay, all the non-metals, okay, they will form negative ions called the anions. Why do they form anions? Because they gain electrons to achieve the noble gas configuration. Okay, when we draw the ions out, right? So for example, your sodium is 281 because 11P equals to 11E. Okay, so what's going to happen, right? The 281, this one electron will be lost. Okay, so when it is lost, you draw the sodium ion over here, put in the square bracket, and then put in the overall charge of plus. Okay, non-metals will gain. So if you look at your chlorine element number 17, right, 17 electrons, so the configuration is 287, right, 10 plus 7, so 17 electrons, but it's trying to achieve noble gas configuration of 288, so it will gain 1 electron over here, the red one. Okay, so when it gains 1 electron, put the square bracket, it develops a negative, a charge of -1. Okay, this is your chloride ions. Okay, when your non-metal gain electron, the name change to IDE. Okay, so this one is recap. Group number will tell me how many electrons is in the outer shell. Okay, how many valence electrons there is. Okay, group number tell me how many valence electrons there is. Again, because this one is 21, this one is 281, this one is 2881. Okay, this one is 27287. 7, group 7. Okay, so group 1 outer electron. Okay, so group number, ultimate important, tell us how many outer electron there is. It will affect the chemical properties. Okay, electrons are very light, they will move. When they move, they are affecting the chemical properties. They affect what kind of bond, whether is it ionic bond or covalent bond. Okay, ionic and covalent bond, you will learn it either in upper sec or in sec 2. Okay, period is the horizontal rows. Okay, I remember it as horizontal is period. Your handphone, everybody can remember. So period tells me how many shells there are, right? So if you look at the electronic configuration over here, this one, the configuration is 2-1. This one is the first shell. This one is the second shell. Okay, so this element is in period 2. Lithium and beryllium is period 2. There are 2 numbers, 2 shell. Okay, period 1, there is 2 elements here, your hydrogen and helium. Okay, this one, the configuration is 1. This one, the configuration is 2. Okay, so just 1 number, 1 shell. Okay, period 3, sodium, for example, 281. First shell, second shell, third shell. Okay, chlorine, still period 3, 287. First shell, second shell, third shell. So your period 3, all the elements have 3 shell. Okay, your period 3, all the elements have 3 shell. Okay, electrons determine, this is repetitive. Electrons will determine the chemical properties because they will affect what type of bond is formed. Okay, if you remember, the protons and neutrons affect the physical properties because they have mass, they affect the mass, they affect the size. Okay, but electrons affect the chemical properties. Okay, then the ions are formed according to the table below in your periodic table. Right, recall this red line over here, this is your staircase that separate the metals from the non-metal. So all your metals will lose the electrons, all the elements over here at this part, all the elements here. Okay, all the elements from this part, they will all lose, they will all form positive. Okay, and then the elements over here, they will all, actually not including group 0 because they don't gain, they don't lose. Okay, the elements over here, they will all form negative. Okay, so if you look the group 1, because they have one outer, they will all form plus. Okay, because they will lose one negative, they all form plus. Group 2, they have two outer, they will all lose 2, so they form 2 plus. Okay, group 3, if they are metals, they will form 3 plus because they will lose. Okay, but boron being a non-metal, it will gain 5 instead of losing 3. So it will form 5 minus. Okay, carbon, silicon being non-metals, they will gain the electron, they form 4 minus. Okay, your Ge, Sn and Pb, okay, your tin and your lead especially, they will all form 4 plus because they are metals. Okay, group 5, 5 outer, they gain 5 negative electrons, they form 3 minus. Okay, all these will form 5 plus because they are metals. Group 6, 2 minus, 6 outer electron gain 2. Okay, this PO will lose 6 to form 6 plus. Okay, group 7, all of them 7 outer electron. They will all gain 1 electron, gain 1 negative to form minus. Okay, so in the exam, if you have no time to count the electronic configuration, this is your ultimate shortcut, okay, to write down the ions. This one is very, very important.